Do you ever have a form and you want to hide a field in the form, but you still want to capture a value in it? I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. My name is Ben Green from OptimizeIS, and we help people build stuff like this all the time in Airtable. Let's hop into it. So here I have a form in Airtable. This is already built. What I'm going to do is you first need to get the form link. So if I go to share form, only users with base access, let's actually switch this to anybody on the web, copy the link. And now let's go into the data layer. So this is the form editor. If I go into the data layer, I am now on the back end. If I want to say, let's say, hide a field, it's really all in the URL. So I guess one way to do it is to just like start typing the URL. For lack of a better place to do this, I'm just going to come in here and paste the link in here. How you want to do this is you want to say at the end of your URL, question mark, hide underscore, and then your field name. So if we go back into the form view, let's say we want to do type. That one's going to be an easy one. So it's question mark, hide underscore, type equals true. And now, looks like I'm having some issues with, there we go. So when I open this form, now you don't see type. So if we go back into this now, what if I want to hide another field? So let's go back into the form and say I want to do full name. Full name is a little bit different because there's 2 words in it, which just makes it a little bit more complex. If you are doing this here, now I can't see anything. Let's see. So we're going to say that equals true, and then we're going to use an and sign and say hide underscore. I'm going to paste the field name for now. Say that also equals true. But what you have to do is you have to switch the space out with a %20. A %20 is the same thing as a space in encoded URLs. So now you see it's hidden 2 fields. So that's how you do it. Now you may be asking, well, how do I make this apply to like all of my records in Airtable? And how you hide fields on every single record in Airtable is, let's go back to this. We would basically turn all of this into a formula. And usually we would pre-fill something in here. So I'm going to go to the people table. Let's actually delete this record. Go to the people table. I can't say this is exactly where I'd end up building the formula, but just to show you how it's done, we can do it here. So we would now add an and sign, and we would say and prefill underscore full %20 name equals Ben. Well, this is what I'm going to show you. So you want to prefill things dynamically. All the text in this Airtable form has to be wrapped in a single quote, but we're then going to use the and symbol, and we're going to use the encode URL component formula. And we're going to reference the name field. So if it shows up in purple, that means it's referencing a field. And now if I click on this, I'm going to go in the URL and actually, let's say full %20. So I have a capitalization issue. This is where capitalization really matters. Let's hope that was not it. And so a different way to do this should be to use the field URL. So if I use the field URL, if I come in here, I usually copy the field URL from the field that I'm pre-filling, and I take the field ID and I swap that out right here. So let's see if that gives us a successful formula. Okay, so that did. It must have been something around this full name field. I'm not sure if maybe in the form, if we had a leading or a trailing space. It doesn't look like it. Maybe somebody watching the video will point it out to me, but that does work. So you can see like it is pre-filling the name, but when we click from the Airtable, if we go back here, if I click on this from here, it is pre-filling it, but also hiding it. And from my understanding, if you want to take this to the next level and you want to like set a default on availability, the prefill will override the default from my understanding. So you can actually just say default value Ben, and let's publish this form. If I reload this, our prefill still applies here. So that's a little bit of an overview about how to prefill and hide. When I'm building things transparently, I try to use the field IDs, even though it's a little bit harder to read. That makes it to where when you're editing a form, you don't have to worry about changing you don't have to worry about changing the name of the question in the form. Using a field ID protects you from that. And you would have to know that the form, this form right here, it adds records to this table. So when I built the form, it was built on top of the people table. So that makes it to where that's why I can use the field ID here. If you want some more Airtable formula magic, you can go to the link in this video in the end screen right here, and you can go learn how to build any Airtable formula. There's more advanced prefill formulas. There's a lot of date formulas. So if you want to go check out all of our formula advanced tutorials, go check out the video in the end screen right here. I'll see you there.